The New England Patriots have made another move in NFL free agency, and once again, it's on the defensive side of the ball. Just when fans were hoping they'd start addressing the glaring needs on the offensive line, boom, the team signs another linebacker. Jack Gibbons is the latest addition, joining on a one-year deal. Contract details haven't been revealed yet, but this signing has Mike Vrabel's fingerprints all over it. It's clear he's bringing in familiar faces from his past to solidify the depth chart, and honestly, I don't mind this approach. Last season, the Patriots lacked a head coach with the experience and connections to bring in players from his previous teams. Now, with Vrabel at the helm, we're seeing a shift. He's adding pieces from Tennessee and incorporating them into New England's system. Gibbons, at 6'3" and 242 pounds, is still relatively young at 26 years old, which is a positive sign for a linebacker core that needed some fresh legs. That said, don't expect him to be a starter right away. His role will likely depend on injuries to guys like Ja'Whaun Bentley or possible roster changes with Christian Ellis. Gibbons finished last season with 44 tackles, half a sack, and 2 tackles for loss. He could end up playing behind Bentley or Robert Spillane, adding much-needed depth to the linebacker group. When news broke that he was visiting the Patriots, it felt like a done deal. The Titans decided not to extend him, and once he hit the open market, it made perfect sense for Vrabel to bring him in. He's a player Vrabel knows and trusts, someone with athleticism and football intelligence. One of the most interesting aspects of Gibbons' career is that last season was the first time he played without Vrabel as his head coach. A similar situation happened with Harold Landry, and now both players are back under Vrabel's system. However, Gibbons did suffer a season-ending ankle injury, which may have limited his market in free agency. The Patriots aren't expecting him to be a starter, but if he can rehab well and get back to full strength, he could become a valuable rotational piece. His biggest strength? Run defense. When you pair Gibbons with a run-stopping force like Robert Spillane and even Harold Landry, the Patriots are setting themselves up for a top-tier defensive unit. According to PFF, Gibbons had an impressive 82.3 overall grade, with a solid 80 in run defense and a respectable 65 in pass rushing. He's a well-rounded linebacker, and New England is clearly making a defensive identity shift. The Patriots have been aggressive in retooling their defense, bringing in Carlton Davis alongside Christian Gonzalez, signing Marcus Epps to strengthen the safety room, and adding multiple linebackers. Vrabel is putting his stamp on this roster. With these additions, there's even speculation that the Patriots could transition from a 3-4 defensive scheme to a 4-3 front, especially with the added interior depth. It's also worth noting that Vrabel has been high on Gibbons for a while. Back in 2022, when Gibbons was an undrafted rookie, Vrabel saw something in him. He even gave him a nickname, Dr. Gibby. That's not the kind of thing you do for just any player. It shows how much respect Vrabel has for Gibbons' football IQ, work ethic, and leadership. He's the type of player who understands defensive schemes, helps get his teammates in position, and is always around the football. At the end of the day, this move aligns with everything Vrabel has been preaching since taking over in New England. He wants good men, good leaders, and good football players. Gibbons checks those boxes. He might not be a game changer, but he's another smart, hardworking player who adds depth to an evolving defense. Now, I want to hear from you. What grade do you give this signing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Personally, I'd call a no-brainer. The Patriots are loading up on defense, and while they've also made some moves on offense, adding Mac Hollins, securing a starting right tackle with Morgan Moses, and bringing in Wes Schweitzer, there's still work to be done. The offensive line still needs more pieces, and a few more signings could be coming soon. So stay tuned, because if the Patriots make another move, we'll be here to break it all down for you. Looking ahead, the Patriots' defensive revamp isn't just about adding players. It's about reshaping the team's entire identity. This is a franchise that built its dynasty on elite defensive play. And while the offense had Tom Brady at the helm for 2 decades, it was the defense that constantly bailed the team out in tough games. With Bill Belichick gone and Mike Vrabel taking over, it's clear that the focus remains on establishing a dominant defense before worrying too much about fixing the offense. Some fans might not like that, especially considering the struggles on the offensive side of the ball, but it's a logical approach when you don't yet have a franchise quarterback in place. Right now, New England is trying to build a team that can at least keep games close. The defense is being stacked with tough, smart, and physical players who fit Vrabel's mentality. We've already seen a shift toward bringing in guys who excel at stopping the run and creating pressure in the front seven. The additions of Jack Gibbons, Harold Landry, and Robert Spillane reinforce that philosophy. This team wants to be able to stop the run first and foremost, forcing opponents into obvious passing situations where they can unleash their pass rushers and create turnovers. The linebacker depth chart is becoming increasingly competitive. Right now, you've got Joanne Bentley as the anchor, with Jalani Devai playing a key role as well. Spillane brings proven production, while Gibbons adds a versatile depth option. Then you've got younger guys and rotational pieces who will battle for playing time in training camp. The Patriots also have Keon White and Harold Landry, who could see time as hybrid pass rushers in different formations. This mix of veterans and younger players gives the coaching staff a lot of flexibility in how they want to structure their defense. Another important thing to consider is how the defensive scheme might evolve under Vrabel. The Patriots have traditionally run a 3-4 defense, but with the pieces they've been adding, it wouldn't be surprising to see them shift toward a 4-3 front. That alignment would allow them to maximize the skill sets of their best players, especially in the front seven. If they make that switch, expect to see Bentley and Spillane playing inside while guys like Landry and White serve as edge rushers. Gibbons, in this scenario, would likely serve as a backup linebacker who can step in when needed. One thing that stands out about Gibbons is his intelligence. Vrabel has spoken highly of his ability to understand defensive schemes, make adjustments on the fly, and help his teammates get into the right positions. Those are underrated traits in a linebacker, especially for someone who isn't necessarily going to be a star player. Sometimes having a reliable depth piece who knows the system inside and out is just as valuable as having a flashy playmaker. That's why this signing makes so much sense for the Patriots. Even if Gibbons doesn't start, he's the kind of player who can step in seamlessly if injuries strike, and that's crucial for a defense that wants to be consistent week in and week out. In terms of impact, the biggest area where Gibbons can contribute immediately is in run defense. The Patriots have had their struggles in that department in recent years, but they've made major strides in improving it this offseason. Pairing Gibbons with guys like Spillane, Landry, and Bentley gives them a tough, physical presence in the middle of the field. When you combine that with a defensive line that has been reinforced with more depth, it's clear that New England is prioritizing stopping the run above all else. But what about the offense? That's the big question right now. The Patriots have made some moves on that side of the ball, but they've been much less aggressive compared to their defensive signings. They brought in Mac Hollins, who adds depth to the wide receiver group, but isn't a true number one option. They secured a starting right tackle in Morgan Moses, which was a solid move. They also added Wes Schweitzer for the interior offensive line, but that's not exactly a game-changing acquisition. The reality is that the Patriots still have major holes on the offensive line, particularly at left guard and left tackle. If they want to be competitive, they need to address those positions sooner rather than later. The quarterback situation remains another huge question mark. Right now, the Patriots don't have a clear-cut answer under center, and that's why the defense-first approach makes sense. Without a top-tier quarterback, the best way to stay competitive is to build a strong defense that can keep games close and give the offense a chance to win in the fourth quarter. This strategy worked for teams like the San Francisco 49ers and Baltimore Ravens in recent years, where elite defenses allowed them to stay competitive even when their offenses weren't lighting up the scoreboard. However, at some point, New England will need to address the quarterback position. Whether that happens through the draft, a trade, or free agency remains to be seen, but for now, the focus is on building a defense that can set the foundation for the future. The goal is to create a unit that can dominate in the trenches, stop the run, and force opposing quarterbacks into difficult situations. That's exactly what the Patriots are working toward with these recent signings, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together once the season begins. As for Gibbons specifically, his role will depend on how well he performs in training camp and the preseason. If he shows that he can contribute on special teams and provide solid depth at linebacker, he should have no trouble making the final roster. Given his familiarity with Vrabel's coaching style and defensive philosophy, he has a clear advantage over some of the other players competing for spots. His best bet is to carve out a niche as a run-stopping linebacker who can step in when needed, while also contributing on special teams. At the end of the day, the Patriots' defensive rebuild is in full swing. They've made it clear that they want to be a team that wins games by playing tough, physical defense. While the offense still needs work, the moves they've made on defense indicate that they're laying the groundwork for long-term success. With additions like Gibbons, Spillane, Landry, and others, they're creating a unit that could be one of the best in the league if everything comes together. So what do you think of the Patriots' defensive approach this offseason? Are you excited about the moves they've made? Or do you think they need to start focusing more on the offense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates as we continue to break down all the latest news from New England. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The buzz is growing, and for a good reason. As rumors swirl around the NFL, one name has begun to surface in connection with a potential game-changing move: Fred Warner. The All-Pro linebacker, known for his leadership and relentless style of play, could soon be wearing a New England Patriots jersey. While these are just whispers for now, the thought of Warner strengthening the Patriots' defense is enough to make any football fan sit up and take notice. But what would this move mean for the team, and how likely is it? Warner's reputation speaks for itself. A standout for the San Francisco 49ers, his 2023 season was nothing short of spectacular. He finished with 132 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 4 interceptions. Notably, he earned NFC Defensive Player of the Week honors after a dominant performance against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 5. His consistency, ability to read plays, and game-changing turnovers make him one of the most coveted linebackers in the league. The Patriots, known for their strategic approach to defense, could benefit immensely from Warner's dynamic skills. But how realistic is the idea of Warner leaving the 49ers for New England? The 49ers have built a powerhouse defense around him, and he's become a core piece of their identity. However, the Patriots have a unique allure. With their long-standing legacy of success, particularly on the defensive side under Bill Belichick, the chance to reunite with a coach like Belichick could be a tempting offer. The Patriots' defensive scheme could be the perfect fit to maximize Warner's potential, allowing him to flourish in ways even the 49ers might not be able to replicate. On the other hand, this move would certainly come at a steep price. The 49ers would be reluctant to let go of a player of Warner's caliber, but with the Patriots' considerable cap space, there may be a deal to be made. While the 49ers might counter with an offer to keep him in San Francisco, the prospect of a new challenge in New England could sway Warner. The Patriots, with their current defensive structure and need for an elite linebacker, might just be the perfect match for Warner's next chapter. As the speculation grows, one thing is certain. This potential move would send shockwaves through the league. The prospect of adding a Pro Bowl-caliber linebacker like Fred Warner to the New England Patriots defense is a tantalizing one. With the 2024 season just around the corner, fans are left eagerly awaiting more details. Could this dream scenario come to fruition, or will the Patriots be forced to look elsewhere for their defensive upgrade? Only time will tell, but the anticipation is palpable. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.